Hi traders, great weekend, lots and lots of fantastic Olympics, great weather. What more could you ask for? Really good. Okay, let's look at these markets. This pound US dollar on the hourly chart was a fantastic chart. This was the non-farm payroll move. I bought it down here, took it off up here, bought this here, took it up. Didn't catch this foolishly at 8 o'clock in the morning here in the UK. I missed it. That moved up and sold off nicely back to support. I did catch this, took it off up here, bought back here, took it off up here. Was away this day, bought down here on Friday, and I actually took it off. And there was a big sell-off, very sharp sell-off in the Dow at the open, and a buying the US dollar CAD. I took that to mean that this may not hold, so I took it off. And of course, by the time I started having broadband problems, and it just held, got bought down here and shot up really quickly. So that was I had a good week, all bar that Friday judgment. I must have got a bit sloppy towards the end of the week. Took my eye off the ball on that one, because when you've got something that's holding this much for all week, even the previous week, that was a major pivot. And the morning, the Euro session, that was a major pivot, and so not to acknowledge that was possibly going to hold was a little silly, but it happens. Took my eye off the ball, and it happens. Anyway, if you caught it, well done. If not, let's see what we can do for the coming week. Right, let's just go back to the daily charts and start to analyse for the week ahead. I think this pound is possibly going to break out of this massive trend line here. So you can see, I had this on my chart for a very long time now, and essentially a pound bull. I think what's happened here and the way in which this has moved up is very bullish. I think this is essentially a very bullish pattern. All the lows are getting bought. I think we stand a chance of bursting out of this. It's heavy resistance, so I mean short term, the pullback to 156.50, if we can get it, is this 156.60 is the major support. Typically we may even get a pullback to the 50 EMA there at 156.40, so that's what I just said I wanted, wasn't it? I think that's very bullish, and we look as if we could bust up here. So I'm going to buy that pullback. It is swing tradable. If you've got a stop under there at 155.65, that is definitely swing tradable, to see if that can pop up and go anywhere near that. Because if we now start to take off a couple of lines here, so having taken that off, you can see here's the bottoming pattern, here's the accumulation pattern. I think we're going to see an acceleration. If this gets bought here, which I think it will, I think we're now getting ready to see quite an acceleration up here. Possibly, obviously 159 is major resistance, 156 is a big round number. You can see there's a major pivot there, 156. If we can get going, then I think we can get up to 163. It's a big ask, but I mean, this is a very nice pattern. Okay, so I'm a pound bull, and I will be looking out for those lows on Monday. Monday is very little data. There's hardly anything out at all. Tuesday we've got French and German GDP, which are estimated to be weak. US retail sales on Tuesday is looking for a bigger number, and we've got Philly Fed on Friday. Now Philly Fed we'll come to that a little bit later on, but that was something that triggered quite a sharp downfall last month. So let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at okay, let's go straight to the Dow for now. We are very close to resistance, but what's been happening here is when we came into 2012, we saw this. These were all, so here's December. We opened up here, about here. All of these are all touches of the 8. All the touches of the 8 EMA got bought. We came back to test the 50 EMA. First test of 50 EMA is a fade. I hear you shout. And then we saw a nice big move up after that test of the 50 EMA. We had a triple top drop, 1, 2, 3, fell right back to that support, gradually ground our way up, a couple of waves up, and we retested resistance, and then we dropped. And we had 2 waves down. This level here, 12,500 held, similar to the pound. The pound should match this. If the equity market's getting bought, the dollar is normal correlation is a weak dollar if the equities are getting bought, and the pound will do well in this environment, which is exactly what's been happening. So where do we go from here? Well, it looks as if we've obviously got major resistance up here. This 13,300 is absolutely huge resistance. All these touches here, the market is begging for that to retest that resistance. So pull back to 13,150. A lot of bottoming tails down here. Keep closing higher. That looks as if I don't think the markets will go anywhere until at least we tested that area there. Now, bust through and close above, and we're going higher. We're going up to 13,500. If we fail here, or at least hold around here for a while and just get topping tails, then I'll get short to see if this could come down. I'm at my desk on Monday. I'm not on my desk the rest of the week. In fact, I'm not on my desk on Tuesday for all the following 8 days. That's 8 complete days, not 8 trading days. I'm back at my desk on the 23rd, Thursday the 23rd. I will be doing reports. I will be doing text reports and perhaps 1 or 2 chart patterns, but not much else. I will, however, be releasing the webinar pattern tomorrow morning. I'll make sure it's published tomorrow morning. I've got some fantastic webinars for you coming up. So that's the Dow and the pound. Let's look at the euro, because the euro is a leading indicator. So the euro, we've got a bottoming tail, huge support from here. There's a huge pivot down there, and we've held it. It's a hammer-like bar. We could come up, and the stochastics called it. And I don't, the indicators lag, but at least it does. The stochastics is the only sort of indicator that I will look at, and it is a good judge for looking at when the stretch, the move up, the distance instrument has gone, could potentially be running out of steam. The stochastics has called it again. If you look at when the stochastics gets very extended, you can see we've got even distribution patterns to match the charts. So stochastics called this top. We couldn't get through 124 on the euro, but we are holding that area there. Now with the Dow continuing to move up and the pound holding up, I think this euro, forget the news, let's just trade the chart. I think this euro can do it. We break above that hammer and hold it on Monday or Tuesday latest. I think we'll at least retest 124 and possibly bust up. However, close below this 123 and below Friday's lows, and then this is just going to wind its way down. But there is evidence from the Dow, evidence from the pound that this euro could hold up. I don't think those other 2 instruments are going to hold up if this is going to sell. We've got a hammer-like bar here on major support. If you now look at this with this extra line I put on from this low here, you can see that hammer is sitting on major support. So a break of that, and we could at least retest 124. Right, other markets. Let's just flick through the dollar pairs. This is the US dollar yen. We are trapped in a range. US dollar yen is hopeless, really not going anywhere. US dollar Swissy. You can see from this area here, this is major resistance. This touch here. There's a major pivot here. And now we've got a reversal bar at this level here. So this would suggest the markets could hold up. Because if that breaks that star, I'm not going to short it because it hasn't got other criteria. It hasn't got extreme RSI and the stochastics is low. Close above this 97, 75, 98 and we're moving up. If we sell off and close below here, then the dollar's weak, the pound and the euro stand a chance, and therefore the Dow has got the potential to move up. US dollar CAD is here, bear with me a minute. US dollar CAD is a stopping bar. I suspect there's decent support there, and there is. If you look at this area here, now we're not there yet. So the major support is just under here at that 98.80. RSI is low, stochastics is low, so we could find ourselves. I mean, if the Dow can't hold up here, then expect this to get bought. At the moment, this is in a channel to the downside. The highs are getting sold, and Friday was no exception. Right, charts I like. Okay, I've said I'm a pound bull, so I think this one is excellent. I've stopped out of this one when it ran just down here. Great shame I didn't get back in it, because that's gone up 230 points from those lows. It was a stopping bar of 50%. It's a lesson. I've got to keep we've all got to keep our stops out of trouble, because that is a great chart. Now, so the pullback, it's even closed above a reasonable level of resistance. It has got resistance at 154, but I think that is worth a pullback to 153. That's quite close to where we are. 152.65 is good. I'm not sure we're going to get it. That is a very clean chart. The way it's come off the 50% is terrific. This is the pound Aussie dollar. I think this pound Aussie dollar is getting ready to do it as well. The pound pairs are great. The only problem I've got with this is that so far we've only just narrowly closed above the 8 here. The 8 EMA is just underneath there. We haven't closed above the 20 yet. These were touches of the 20 EMA and they all sold. And then these pullbacks here, these pullbacks all here are all touches of the 8 and they all sold. So we're only narrowly closed above the 8. But this 14750 is a key pivot level. This is a hammer-like bar here with extreme RSI. I think 148 will get bought. I'm prepared to take 148 with a stop on the 147 to see if this can get up to 50 MA at least. That's a 3-to-1 ratio. 100 point stop, and that's a 300 point target. So the pound Aussie dollar is good for if we see 148. If we don't see 148, I'm not buying. Yen pairs. The yen saw some strength at the back end of the week. The dollar is weaker than the yen, so I'm concentrating on the dollar pairs at the moment. However, I do like this pound yen. I like the way it's sitting under here, and may well, bottoming tails down here. If we break above this level here, I think we could spring up. But I'm relying more on pound US rather than pound yen. In the meantime, I think Swiss yen is holding a key pivot there. That's 3 lower closes. The CAD yen is there. Friday's open and close just held within the Thursday's price action. And the stochastics is quite high there, and we are quite extended on that one. I'm going to leave that one. The Aussie yen is just moving sideways. Well, the lows, that's just potentially a bull flag there. On the basis that we have a mast here, the lows got bought and then it broke up. It's a bull flag there. We have a mast here, the lows got bought. So if that breaks out of there, I think that will get another leg up. I'm not trading that, I'm just interested in that because that is the carry trade of the day, and that presents indicative of the appetite for risk. So we're risk on at the moment. Aussie CAD, that's a sweet move up here. That's been in quite a nice channel here. So the Hamlet bar, that is worth doing, but not enough in it. I'm just going to concentrate on the pound US and the pound Aussie dollar. What else have we got? Let's just look at the Aussie US before we look at the oil. We keep bumping into this 106. RSI is very high. Gold's holding up. We'll look at that in a minute. It looks like a bullish consolidation. That could well be a bull flag. We keep hold. This is the 80 MA down here. 80 MA just swings down here, comes up here, etc. So we've held the 8 very nicely. If we close above 106, then this is going up to 109. Who knows? Maybe 110. Right, gold. So I'm not touching that one. Gold. Keep bumping into this one at 1628. We haven't done it this week. We have bumped into the 50 MA here. It's in quite a corner. In fact, this is a 50 MA here. There's a 50 MA here. I think if we break the highs, I think this can go up to 1660. But I'm not going to do anything with it at this stage. So this is a 200 EMA, sorry, I do apologise, that's the 200 EMA. 50 EMA is down here. This is the only EMA on the chart, 50. It may just take you, so basically between the 50 and the 200, every time we get between the 50 and the 200 it's chop. So we see, I think we may get another low down here. We may get another retest of the 1600 area. I would watch out for that. I would buy gold at 1600 plus. I'll talk about that in the room if that opportunity comes up. Right, oil, let's get on because I'm stretching this out a bit. This is the 200 EMA. I think this is a bullish consolidation. So how can we handle it? In a bullish consolidation, it's not uncommon to see a drop down. So it's a bull flag. There's the mast, and here's the flag. So this test of the low of the flag got bought on Friday. If we break that high of 93.75, I think we're going to retest 95 and possibly higher. I don't think it's swing tradable because it's too high. I don't like entering, if we're going to enter this, then these pullbacks here were bought. It's not been an easy one to swing trade. Huge move up, pull back. That was swing tradable. Then of course it just popped right back down again, consolidated, moved up. I guess the break of that hammer was tradable up to that resistance. These lows got bought, big move up, consolidation, reasonable move up. I'm just trying to look at this in terms of how we could have traded it on a swing trade basis, and it wasn't easy. I think I'm looking back when we closed above there. I guess that pullback there, if you're going to swing trade it, that was probably the best pullback for the run. Otherwise it's not been that easy to trade. These are very small bars here. Small bars, then it drops right back, big bar, small bars. It's not an easy one to swing trade, that really isn't. But that was probably the best entry we've had over the last couple of months. Okay, so bullish tones to the market, but keep your eye on the euro. Like I said, I'm in the room on the Skype room Monday, and then just reporting end of day for Tuesday, right round to the following Tuesday. Okay, any questions let me know, otherwise see you next update.